Hey, what's going on, guys? Patriot Prime here once again with another episode of the SITREP. And my guest tonight is Razyel Kayne. Razyel, how are you doing this evening, sir?
I am very, very, very happy to be here. So I'm doing great.
Excellent, excellent. Now, for those of you who don't know, the SITREP is my interview show where I interview fellow YouTubers, and I have 10 questions for them. 5 questions for them as a Transformer collector and 5 questions for them as a YouTuber. And welcome to everybody in the chat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over my 10 questions first. And then at the end, I'm going to open up the floor for you guys. So don't think that I'm just ignoring you. Just wait until the end. We're going to focus on my guest first, and then we'll go at it. I try not to keep these shows any more than an hour because after an hour, people get bored.
I never do. I always want you guys to keep going. I'm like, no, it's only been 2 hours. Keep going. Keep going.
When there's 4 or 5 of us on, it can just go all over the place.
Yeah, or just you and Bert.
Well, first off, why don't you tell my people a little bit about you?
Yep. So I'm from Canada, which I like to say. And I'm 43 now. And I've been collecting for about 2 years, and I started my channel about in early February, or maybe late January. I'm a little foggy on the exact date, but and yeah, so I'm a father of 2. I'm with a wonderful woman who's watching right now, and bonjour chérie, and that's pretty much that's me.
Excellent. Well, we'll go kick things off with the Transformer questions first. Digital Caveman says, Mike's is the sponsor tonight. I'm out of Michelob Ultras, so tonight it's Mike's. Somebody saw on Instagram that I was drinking a Mike's. They're like, you drink alcohol? And I felt like saying, I'm a 48-year-old veteran. Of course I drink alcohol.
Yeah, that makes sense. See, I'm just drinking flavored water because I'm trying to lose weight.
Oh, me too. I'd like to drop about 20 pounds before TFCon. My new desk job has done wonders for my figure.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm trying to lose weight for not health reason, but my wife and I have a deal. Every 10 pounds, she gets me a Transformer. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's I have Studio Series 86 Grimlock. He's sitting on the TV. Just need to
come here. This guy was just talking about you.
Oh, Dylan's there. That's awesome. Come on, Dylan. I want to.
He's getting ready to go to bed. This gentleman right here has been watching your stuff and says he wishes he could comment on your videos. He thinks you're hilarious.
I actually really enjoy watching all of your videos. I wish we could comment on it, but it's YouTube Kids. I understand, but you're doing great. Your reviews are thorough. And you're precise, and also you add a touch of humor to it, and that's awesome. So I would really like if you kept going. And also, you have more subscribers than I do, so that's something.
I do?
You have a
you do. I'm at last I checked, I was at 56. So you're way above me. So that's awesome, kid.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're doing good too. I need to start watching your reviews.
Well, thank you. I would appreciate that. Thank you.
You got a bunch of Pops to review yet, don't you? Have you watched his hot chip challenges?
Yes, I did. He's more brave than I do. Like, mustard is too hot for me. So he ate like a bunch of chips. So.
Yeah, what's up?
I keep this guy company when you go downstairs and on the kitchen table and get Mommy's phone.
Okay, how's that going to save Dipper's life?
She needs to see if Dipper can eat Dramamine.
Why don't you go downstairs and get the phone while I'm doing this? Just run. No, you run.
See, mine doesn't speak English, so I'd love to have him on my videos. But my test videos that I will probably maybe one day publish, I did Rescue Bot toy reviews, and it was with him. So it was really fun.
Thanks. All right, will you go down to
Do you have a flashlight?
I have a flashlight right here.
They love flashlight, don't they?
Oh, yes, he does.
Yep.
I need them. I'm too far in the dark.
All right. He wants to be an adventurer, but he's terrified of the dark. All right.
Well,
so
I mean, Indiana Jones was afraid of snakes.
that's true. All right. So that's it for our surprise cameo. Question number 1, sir. What's the appeal of Transformers for you?
Now it's nostalgia. I don't think I would have started collecting if the Siege line hadn't happened. Because social stigma, you're a grown man, you shouldn't buy toys, all that stuff. But when I started seeing those figures, I think it was my first look was actually through Rodimus Primal. He showed, I think it was pictures for Earthrise Prime that was coming up. So Siege was already going, and I was like, oh my God, he's just stepped out of the show. So as a joke, I kind of told my son, who's my oldest is 18, my youngest is 3.
That's an age difference.
Oh yeah. Well, I wanted to wait until I had a babysitter. He's gonna hate that, but I love you, Alex. But yeah, so I kind of joked, oh man, you should get me this, and I'll open it in front of my father-in-law, and that's gonna be weird and fun. So, but that didn't happen. But at my birthday, he got me Sideswipe and Wheeljack. So that was the appeal. Back then, in 84, 85, watching the show in French in Quebec, so translated, the whole gimmick of like transforming cars and the action. It was just so good. But I was more into, as a kid, I was more into Masters of the Universe. But eventually I got into Transformers a lot more. I know I've been tempted to get them, but my wife has been extremely understanding of this somewhat recent obsession. But I need to rewatch the show, but I think I outgrew Masters of the Universe at some point. Like, it doesn't strike me as much, but any Transformer I see, like, you get this guy, it's wow. I just received them not long ago. I've never been addicted to anything except cigarette that I quit 5 years ago, but I've never been addicted to a hard drug, but this plastic crack is, if I go to the store, I'm like, I don't really need it, but this one looks really, really good.
We just talked about that before we started filming. I didn't need him because I have this one.
Exactly.
But damn you, Bert the Stormtrooper.
Oh, sure. You know what? Peer pressure has a very large back in this community.
Oh, it's horrible. There's stuff. I'm never buying that figure. I don't want that figure. Here's Kato. Well, look how good it is. See you around like a donut. And you're like, shit. So now I got to buy that.
Gets with that big green Optimus Prime, and so hard
it's like the Netflix Cheetor. I've got the baby blue version. And then I saw Netflix Cheetor. I was like, Cheetor's not that big of a character for me. But then I saw that version. I was like, well, he looks so much better than the one I have. So I bought him.
I skipped Optimus Primal, and because I do a chug line. I want one version of each character.
Chug.
Yeah. Yes. So I've skipped. Yeah, you're out. I've skipped on Cheetor and Optimus Primal because I'm hoping they do a Transmetal 2 Cheetor, which I love that mold a whole lot more than Transmetal 1 and the regular one. And the Optimal Optimus, I want that. I'm hoping they've done it in Power of the Prime, so I might not see it in a recent figure, but still hoping.
Oh, there's Shane. Can you see the comments?
Yep, I have them. So can we take a second? I want to say
by all means.
Lone Dragon.
Is your show.
Yeah, well, okay. I'm not hijacking, but no, Lone Dragon. Thank you for coming. I've been chatting with this guy for a while. Digital Caveman. I think I've seen him more and more recently, so it's cool to have new names.
I think he's fairly new. He messaged me. Oh, good. I keep jumping in on you.
No, it's cool.
Had Digital Caveman's, but he's a new guy. He's on all of our channels too. I want to get you on here too, Digital, at some point. I've got somebody lined up for next week. I'm going to try to start doing these weekly.
It's good.
Now that
You
summer's
have
kicking
input
in.
next week, eh?
What's that?
You have input.
Input next week.
I love this guy. He's I started watching his stuff when he did a present with Kato, and then I got to watch him when he does his he's trying to beat the world record for Transformers Devastation, and we've just interacted there most of the time, and it's awesome. But I saw Kato in the chat. Kato, thank you again for showing up. You've been my first supporter, and I appreciate that.
Okay, where are we at? Oh,
question number
two. See, these sit reps derail so bad.
Yeah,
go right off a cliff. All right, number 2. Aside from G1, which is always the number one answer,
of course. What's
your favorite Transformers fiction?
Beast Wars.
Yes,
hands down, Beast Wars, because it relates to G1. In my head, it is G1. It's just it took a while to pull up the story, but after that, I really liked animated, and I even would say I like Transformers Prime. Like, I'm not a big fan of the Bay formers. I don't want to hate on anybody, but it's just not my thing. And but Transformers Prime had a good story, good acting, good voice acting. But yeah, Beast Wars was like, I was a big fan of Reboot, the show.
Mm-hmm.
So when,
correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't Beast Wars produced in Canada?
Yeah, Beast Wars and Reboot by the same company in Canada, which means that I've never actually watched Beast Wars as a kid. I watched Beasties. Yep.
The first Beast Wars DVDs I owned were Beasties.
Yeah, but
they came out in Canada.
They didn't want the title to show war, but then Optimus Primal doesn't say this is the start of the Beasties. He still says it's the start of the Beast Wars. I'm like, great job, guys. So yeah, I love that. Directed by Susan Blue, like the voice director on that show, and she is one of the most amazing women I've ever had the pleasure to research. It was an amazing show. It created so much good lore that we've been able to explore, and it's just, yeah, definitely my number one fiction.
Yeah, I always felt bad when I knew who Susan Blue was, and Jason killed her in part 7.
Yeah, that's right. I did mention that in my video, and I probably took the worst screenshot for that, but I wanted some gore in my video. So, yeah.
Well, that movie, part 7, I'm a big Friday the 13th fan. That one was one of the ones that was just butchered by the MPAA. I mean, they just, and unfortunately, all the negatives of that film had been destroyed, so we're never going to get an uncut part 7. And part 7 was my favorite version of Jason. Not only was it Kane hotter, that's when he was all disfigured and decomposed.
Yeah. About 5 years, maybe 4 years ago, my girlfriend got all the Halloween, the Freddy's, and the Jasons. And I've watched Jason, and when he came back with, like the undead, like the kid, I was like, yeah, maybe that's when it derailed. But all those franchises eventually just went sideways. Halloween, he became some, Mike Myers was now some type of like prophesized evil, or sometimes they just go too much. But I really like those movies back then. So,
oh yeah, well, Friday the 13th for me, it's 1 through 8, and 8 sucks. I mean, I like 3, 4, 6, and 7.
And Jason versus Freddy. Who like? It's not clear who won at the end, but do you think that Jason actually won?
Well, Jason won because Freddy was just ahead, but he still winked at you.
Exactly, he's still winking. So, doesn't mean he's gone. Doesn't mean he's dead.
Part 6 is where they dug up Jason's grave. That's my favorite Jason movie.
Really? Okay.
That's my favorite one. I like the music. Alice Cooper's in it. The comedy. That's the one where it's funny. We're Transformer Channel. We just went full Friday the 13th.
Yeah, derailed.
That's the one that has more cute. Oh, go ahead.
No, I said, hi, my name is Anthony from HNE Games. I've watched your SITREP with him, and it's a derail show, every time. But I really like his stuff.
All right. Okay, where are we at? Number 3. Do you have a favorite figure or a grail? This is a figure you will never let go of, your prized possession.
I'll just move this over here. This big boy, Omega Supreme in the back. I don't know if you see him clearly, but
Yep.
that was a gift from my oldest and my wife, and I shed a tear. So I was so happy to get him. So I will never depart from let that go. Like it's Omega Supreme was one of my favorite character, not the favorite, but who wouldn't want that powerhouse? And it's kind of funny with Omega Supreme. Back then he was combiner size, right? Like he would scale with Devastator on the show. He would scale against them, but now he's considered Titan and Guardian. So, but Fortress Maximus was like 5 times the size of any combiner. So he kind of changed scale eventually. Like now he wouldn't be just a combiner size.
If you're a fan of G1, you just throw scale out the window.
Yeah,
I'm doing my research because I'm going to be doing G1 Cup soon, and
Okay.
I got a screenshot of Cup arguing with Ultra Magnus, or not Ultra Magnus, with Fortress Maximus,
at head
and they're
level,
the same size.
Yeah, those animation error. I think that's what kind of kept the franchise alive. That we could debate on mundane stuff, but that meant so much for some people. So.
Well, if you remember, and of course, I don't know how big a fan of Marvel Comics you were, but Scorponok and Shockwave threw down, and they were the same size.
Yeah,
everybody was the same size in Marvel Comics.
The only I didn't get in comics until I was probably 15, 16, but mostly X-Men. That's my franchise. That's what I love. But for the life of me, I couldn't buy the Ultimate Expand crossover. I think that figure just looks terrible.
I got him because he was half price, and I
half price I probably would, but it's weird. My 2 favorite franchise just merged, but nope, I don't know. I didn't want that, but I did. The only comics I've read was I was really young. I saw the comics. I'm like, oh man, they do Transformers comic, and I think it was one Buster with Wiki still had the Matrix in him. And he was able to blow up like a bike chain, or you repaired one.
He was able to build a bike from
parts. Exactly.
And in the comics, it was the Creation Matrix that was developed before the Matrix of Leadership in the movie. So the comics created the Matrix first.
Oh, I did not know that, or maybe I did. There's so much lore, eh? So
I know.
And then
that's a whole other show.
Oh yeah, Lord. We should do a stream on that one day, arguing about the specific lore.
We'd be arguing all day.
Yeah.
All right. So now
Jason's there. Jason Lee. Hey, Jason.
Where's Jason? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, Jay Lee.
Hey, Jay.
I'm guessing it's Jason, but it's Jay Lee, and he's a real fan of doing that face swap app on Instagram. He did one with you. He was talking through you, or you were talking. I don't know what you and Kato, and it was hilarious.
I got to get on Instagram. Somebody put me in a message group, and it's like hundreds of comments. Like, who put me in this?
Yeah,
I don't want to know what it's about, but it ticked me off. So I got to get out of that stupid thing.
Oh, hey, Inutabi's in there. He just launched his video on Deadhead and Dragstrip from Magic Square. Awesome stuff.
Oh, I got a brand new. As soon as this is done, I just completed my Toyhax review of Hubcap.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I'll have that up sometime after this. I think I got about 20 minutes left to edit. I was trying to run that while doing this, and it was glitching the whole system.
Yeah.
All right. Well, number 4. What figure is your white whale, your most wanted toy?
Right now, it's Netflix Bumblebee. Believe it or not, that figure never showed up at any Walmart. And I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Walmart on December 24th. And then I did all those 7 Walmarts through, a rotation in January. They never showed up. So if there's any Canadian in the chat and you can prove to me somehow that one of those Bumblebee crossed the border, like that'd be, I'm happy for the guy who got him, but they never showed up in my area. So, and online now they're $80 plus shipping. So,
wow.
Yeah. So that's
I'll give a big shout out to Lazy Jedi. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you got another one.
Yes, I've seen a lot of people. Seen a lot of people commenting. So what happened? It's summertime, so I'm trimming up. I'm knocking it down. I'm trying to get that nice, tight little goatee. And just I'm trimming this side, my guard pops off the trimmer and just right across. So I took it off. It's coming back because I look weird to myself because I haven't been clean shaven in probably about 2 years.
It's been. I always think I'm beardless because basically my girlfriend really likes that look. Like she wanted me to have a goatee, but then it's just so much work to just keep the goatee going. So I just I've been having this beard for 5 years, and
my problem is all of my age shows up in my beard.
Oh yeah.
There's no gray in this. I'm so young and full of life.
Got a couple.
This comes out.
Oh wait, Lone Dragon. Okay, Lone Dragon, send me an email if you're serious that you have an extra Netflix Bumblebee. I will absolutely. Okay, send me an email. Go on my channel. There's an email. I don't remember it by heart because I don't use it that much, but definitely I will talk with you.
Excellent.
That'd be awesome.
I can go grab mine off my shelf and just kind of hold it for you if you want.
That's cool. Thank you. I can just go watch your review on it too.
All right. Question number 5. Our last Transformer question is, what is your favorite Transformer character? Any fiction, any media, I won't judge too harshly.
It's
Sunstreaker.
Yep.
Well, you and Kato are best friends now.
Well, I'm hoping that eventually we'll be best friends. But it's funny. The first time I watched a live stream with Rodimus Primal, it was with you and Kato, and I'm just listening. I don't think at that time I was really chatting. Like I was just watching, and then he mentioned Sunstreaker. I'm like, okay, so maybe I should check his stuff, and then it tumbled.
Here he is, my man.
Oh, you're the man, Kato. You're the man.
All right. Well, that wraps up our Transformer questions. Now let's get into to get to know you as a YouTuber. And question number 6 is, what possessed you, a grown-ass man, to do toy reviews on YouTube? But you don't do toy reviews, correct?
That's right. Not yet. I'm originally I wanted to do it. But I wanted something. Okay, I'll explain it. Late in December, I mentioned to Kato on a comment that I was thinking about doing something, reviews, and then he said, the moment you do, let me know. I want to watch it. So that got me. Okay, so he gave me that push, to really think about starting something. Oh yes, Lone Dragon, and Instagram is it's fine. So he gave me that push because, like I mentioned before, Rodimus Primal was really the inspiration not the inspiration. He was the thing that got me to open my eyes and say, well, the eye opener was Rodimus Primal saying, okay, first there's people talking about this, because I've never been really attracted to message boards back in the early 2000s, late 90s. So I've never got involved in the community back then, but I was just looking for something, and I was looking for something to watch while cleaning the bathroom, and I just saw one of his video, like his earlier ones. So I started watching that, and then every week I went back and all right, like let's watch more and more and more. And then he did some toy reviews live stream. and I found you and Kato, and then I started watching you guys, and so it evolved like that. So Kato gave me, like, Rodimus opened my eyes, and then Kato gave me that push that, like, he's interested into this. So I decided, oh, you know what? And then on a stream, you were talking with Bert, and he was telling you that he was really happy that you were better than him at this. So I'm like, that's a nice compliment. And then you said, well, he said, I've always looked for something different, a gimmick to set myself apart. I'm like, okay, well, Patriot Prime, that's a good point. So I said, what's not being done? And then I saw another stream with you three, and you were all complaining about the voice acting of War for Cybertron. So I'm like, okay, I'll focus on that. And here I am, 9 videos later.
And your videos have some pretty good hits. I mean, you've got, 55 subscribers, and a couple of your videos for 55 subscribers already have 500 and some views.
Yeah, Chris Latta.
That was the one I saw.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's a very, very missed actor. I think people would have wanted to see or hear a lot more of Chris Latta. So I think, I don't know, people who passed away, there's always like, oh, we won't be able to get anything from him anymore. So, but if you can find an interview, you can find a little piece of. So I think that's why he's so popular. But like, any video, it's a hit or miss. Sometimes they're gonna skyrocket and be super popular, and sometimes they're not. Like Michael Bell, I thought was gonna be a lot more popular because he's important to me, because he voiced Raziel in the Legacy of Kane franchise, which I took as a moniker Razyel Kayne. Kane was the opposing, the antagonist to Raziel. But then he was, Kane was also the main guy in his own series. But those 5 games were awesome. Like the dialogue was amazing. The story, time travel, so complex, so good. I loved it. So I just switched from whatever I was using then. I think it was Rain from Mortal Kombat. And I was always a big fan of that purple ninja. But so I switched. Oh, hey, Larkin. You're never late.
Joel, I have to know, how many hits are you getting on that G2 Megatron set?
Oh, that kit is so good. Like, there's a G2 Megatron sitting at EB Games, and I'm not buying it. I will not buy it. But darn, that kit makes it look so good.
I love that figure. He's a repaint of Earthrise Megatron, but he looks so much better than Earthrise Megatron.
Yeah, I have Earthrise. My son got it for me like last year. And I really like that mold. But I mean, that G2 Megatron, I have no attachment to G2. Like, I've never had the chance to read the comics or collect the toys. But yeah, man, you guys make it hard not to buy something. So, but anyway, like, that's, videos go hit and miss. And Michael Bell, I thought, was going to do a lot more on the views. But then I don't think I've topped 100 on him. And he's one of the most active actors in cons. This guy is so fun, so amazing. So, hey, anyway, it's hit or miss.
Well, you know what surprised me? Of all the sit reps I've done, my one with Stan Bush is one of my lowest viewed ones.
Really?
Yep.
Well, it's kind of one thing when he did those 2 music videos for that relates to the Netflix War for Cybertron show. Like, if they launched 2 videos, and no one talked about it. So I was like, I think I sent you, actually, that was my first message to you on Messenger. I sent you the video, and
that's right.
I think, yes, and I think Kato, I sent it to him, and I know you guys were big fans. Oh, I think maybe I sent it to Rodimus Primal, because I know you 3 did the interview, and but that, not that album, but those 2 music videos just went sideways. But I mean, it's animated mostly. You see Stan Bush standing in front of Optimus, and it's like, it's still War for Cybertron. So
I think the problem with those videos is he made those videos for the show, but they weren't in the show. where
Yeah.
1986 Transformer the movie, that music was in the movie.
There is no music in War for
Yeah.
Cybertron. It's I hate to say it, but I actually like that show because of the animation and the fact that I think it's the most G1-esque Transformers we've had since '84. But every time I watch it, I cringe so hard. And I've realized it's really just Optimus. Like, sure, they switch the personalities and voice of Hound and Ironhide. But, FJ DeSantos explained why. It's because Hasbro told them, this is where those characters are at now.
See, that's the problem when you get these toy companies, that when their hands are so into the product. I was recently, since I'm getting back into Masters of the Universe, I watched a documentary on the making of the Masters of the Universe, and there were so many.
Oh, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, there were so many hands in the making of that movie. That's what destroyed it.
Well,
it's still a good
the
movie
with Frank Langella.
Oh yeah,
and Dolph Lundgren, and I was so psyched to see that movie when it came out, and I was like, first thing, where's the X? Where's the, He-Man's X? And the cover, He-Man with guns. I'm like,
and why are they on Earth?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I could not believe it because I've never watched the movie again. And then one of the two humans is a boy and a girl. That boy is Tom Paris in Star Trek Voyager. He was in the E-Man movie. I was like...
Courtney Cox was the girl.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta rewatch. No, I won't rewatch this, but
it's
really
Courtney Cox. Man, but yes, Courtney Cox was in it, and to this day, Frank Langella's favorite character to play was Skeletor.
I can see that. Like,
he loved playing that character.
Yeah, it's the same for the D&D movie with what's his name? Jeremy Irons. You can tell he enjoyed playing that character, although it's a terrible movie.
That was a terrible movie.
It was terrible. But if you want to, I'm always pushing this book. If you have a chance to read The Game Master with Flynn Dille, this guy wrote your childhood. Like cartoons, he's the writer, the story editor, like for Transformers, G.I. Joe, Visionaries, and Humanoids. Hey, thanks, Kato. So yeah, that book I just got. He did an awesome interview with Rodimus Primal, and I'm almost done reading it. You will enjoy it. If you love the '80s, you will love this book.
Well, I've checked that out because I love I'm big and I'll buy books every now and then if I can get a moment away. Once I've discovered going YouTube, I don't have hardly time to sit down and watch a movie. Any free time I have, I'm up here trying to keep that content going, because you'll post a video and it spikes, and then it doesn't take but a day for it just to drop into nothingness again.
Exactly.
So you got to keep it rolling. At least get one every 3 days.
Yeah, well, I'm averaging one every 3 weeks so far.
Hey, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, question number 7, you kind of touched on this. You kind of touched on the next couple, but what keeps inspiring you to get in front of the camera?
Well, first, you guys, really, the fact that I've been able to interact with, I don't want to sound like a fangirl, but some people I've admired for a while. It's good that to be able to get here doing this. So that was, I wanted to be part of the community. I wanted to be more involved. So that's what inspires me to keep going. But also at this point, I really want people to learn about the voice actors, because I've learned so much about them. Like I've mentioned in other shows, I'm not an expert. I'm not a voice actor. I'm not in the business. I've never met a voice actor. I just decided I'm going to research and put it out there. And so far it's been fun. And, but at this point now, like I spend the whole day watching, while I was working, but I was in the back. I was just listening to TFCon interview. There's a TFCon YouTube channel, and they post all those interviews and panels with any voice actor from the Transformers, and I've Scott McNeil and Neil Ross were on an hour panel that I just played in the back. It's awesome stuff. Henry is appearing back in the future. Yeah, okay.
I guess I'll edit it.
Yeah, just add some marker.
I sit there, I kidded my wife, I'm going to do the evil Garth Knight from Knight Rider. Remember Michael Knight? He had the pencil thin mustache and a little soul patch right there.
I remember Knight Rider, but it's pretty vague. It's been a while. There you go. That's awesome.
You always have to have a Sharpie handy when you collect Transformers.
Hey, by the way, Chris Milchev, yeah, I will support, bring Peter Cullen. Bring him back.
All right. There are thousands of YouTubers. What makes you any different from the rest? Voice acting. You've already...
Well, yeah, I think that's why people are interested. Like, I have subscribers and some comments from people I've that are not in the TF community, and those are great. It's so far I haven't run into another YouTuber that does exactly what I does. Like I've seen a lot of compilations. Like, okay, today we're gonna show you the voice of Dan Gilvezan, and then it's just clips one after the other, but you don't learn about the actor. But then you have plenty of other channel will say, oh, this is everywhere where The Rock screwed up in his career. Like, I want to keep the positive aspect, the fun aspect. That's why there's actors I won't cover, like Casey Kasem. Nobody, when you listen to any panels, and they all say, oh, I miss working with this. I miss, this one. I have a story about this one. I have the Scatman stories. Nobody talks about Casey Kasem, except Flynn Dilley, the guy who wrote the book. And it's nothing positive. So, there was the whole controversy where he left because of Muammar Gaddafi, car bomb, and all that stuff. And do I understand his point back then because Casey was Lebanese? Sure, I understand it. Did he have to, go this way about it because he tried to get Flynn fired? Probably not. So, but there's nothing positive to talk about from a Transformers perspective. Sure, I could go over his whole career, America's Top 40, but then I found out he didn't actually like rock and roll. So it's like, yeah. So, Casey, nobody expects a video from Casey from me anyway.
That's why I didn't know that about the American Top 40. That's something else. All right. Question number 9. What's your thoughts on the social community? You've touched on that a lot. YouTube, Facebook, and do you yourself have any special shout outs?
I think I've covered all of that. Yes. The community is awesome. Like, I'm on mostly on Instagram. I'm a recent IGer, I guess that's the term, or Instagrammer. And I more and more I like that medium. It's fun to just like a couple pictures and then chat a little bit. So it's been a great tool. I'm on Facebook, but Facebook I share some videos. I wanted to use it as a promotion platform, but I do just check. What I don't like is there's always that negative comment that comes in, like, oh my god, I just got Omega Supreme, and then you have, oh, this company's doing it better. Why did you have to burst this bubble? Like, who is this?
That's what they do. You just gotta ignore them because those are the dicks looking for that fight.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get them in my comments on my YouTube stuff all the time. I'll post up a Toyhax video.
Yeah.
And first comment, well, it looks like shit now. It's a waste of money, So I just kind of like roll on. Okay, there's your comment.
Yeah, exactly. But then I wonder if you, Kato, and Bert the Stormtrooper have the same hater. because
Probably.
there's always one dislike on each of all of you three's video, and I'm like, maybe the same guy, maybe it's an ex-YouTuber we don't see anymore. He went out of business and he's mad at it about it.
I will get dislikes. So it depends on when I post one, but usually I'll get a dislike within 30 seconds of my video going up.
Yeah, so he's following
in 30 seconds. You haven't even got past my intro.
Exactly. I mean, why would you just come back and just
see? Fire Talk says there's already a dislike on this one.
Are you kidding? That sucks.
Well, not really, because they don't understand. Yeah, they'll dislike it. Okay, but you still gave me a view. You
exactly.
So thanks.
Exactly. That's wow. I love people.
But I think, I don't know, it could be somebody that has, as I quoted, will put a dumbass comment in and we'll fire back. I mean, don't expect us not to defend ourselves, but I try to be polite to everybody who comments, and I try to comment back on people, because it's the viewers, it's you guys here in the chat is why I keep going. So I try to interact as much as I can, but if you start hitting me with the negative stuff, I'm going to throw it back at you.
Yeah, and it's so gratifying to have those positive comments. There's a couple guys that comment every time that are, they're not other YouTubers. And it's always, I don't know if he's in the chat, but Adam Graham, he's been constant commenting on every one of my videos. And I really appreciate that, and Cato's been another one. So that I really, really appreciate that too. So, but it's
you always got you'll have your select few that, you can always count on in the comments. And every now and then you meet a new. There we go.
Oh, hey, Memo. I haven't seen you. Oh.
That's my complaint with the fandom in general. Too many hateful opinions. Yep. I did the tour of my office here, and one of the comments was, "Oh, it sucks. Why don't you have them behind glass?" I was like, "Well, because I don't."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's getting upset about this, and it's gonna be maybe a weird analogy. And that analogy worked well with the whole gay marriage dilemma. I saw a post one day. A guy's like, I was at Subway, and this guy in front of me, he was getting a sub that wasn't, he wasn't getting the ingredients I would have picked. That made me really, really, really upset. But he's gonna eat it, not you. Well, why would you get upset about something that doesn't affect you? If your collection is behind glass, and my collection is on shelves, that doesn't affect your collection. Your collection won't deteriorate. So why are you commenting that? I don't get it.
Yeah, does it bother you that I have to dust my shelves?
Yeah, it's the MISB guys. If you want to collect and leave it in box and not knowing that there's a QC issue, you know what? That's good. I respect that. But then don't hate on people that do want to play with their toys. I actually only have one in box, and it's Earthrise Trust. My dad got him for me, but because I'm not getting the other two Seekers, because that 2-pack is gone, and it's super pricey on eBay.
I spent my glass money on Transformers.
Exactly. That's a very valid point. So I haven't opened Trust yet, because I don't know if I'll keep him or if I'll try to trade him for something. So, but yeah, I'll. That's my only inbox.
Thanks, Chris. That was a fun shoot. I had actually my family was coming in that weekend, and I thought they was going to come over. They didn't. So I cleaned this office. I dusted things. I rearranged stuff, and I put things on shelves that's been sitting in the floor forever.
You did all that for them, and they didn't even come up. Come on.
Hey, it made for a good tour video for you guys.
Yeah.
All right, last question, then we'll get to the audience. We've already kind of went to the audience anyway. But do you have any channel goals for yourself, and where can our viewers find you?
I'm on YouTube, Instagram. It's Razyel Kayne Reviews. And on Facebook as well. I had created my Facebook account with my Razyel Kayne Reviews email, and then I created a page I wanted to post, as a page to interact with people. And I just deleted the whole thing, and now I only have your account. So you actually can send a friend request to Razyel Kayne, and he will accept it.
And he'll accept your messages too.
Oh yeah, definitely. And one channel goal is, I want to reach, maybe, I don't know, by the end of the year, I'm hoping 100. Because I really want to keep this going, because I've been having it's been a joyride. It's hard. Each video is about 20 hours.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, like doing a basic Transformer review, a figure review. Let's say I review Ultra Magnus. The review itself maybe be 10, 15 minutes long, but you're looking about 3 hours work.
Yeah, so because I have to write the script, I have to research, what I'm going to put, write the script, then find the images that will go on each step. Can we get a TF Team Poutine or Dorn? I don't do Donair recipe. That's not a Quebec thing, but Poutine, Transformer Poutine, I don't know. If I see one, I'll let you know. But it's a great meal.
I've heard. I haven't had one yet. I need to expand my horizons.
Well, if ever there's a TF Con in Montreal, you guys come down, and I'll pay for everybody's poutine.
Sweet deal.
So yeah, channel goal 100. And then we'll see. I'd like to keep doing live stream. Like I've done three shows right now, but I'd like to get in some discussion. Like when Kingdom comes out, I'm sure we will all have complaints, mostly about voice acting.
Guarantee it.
I predict the voice acting will be the biggest peeve of everybody, because Megatron probably won't say yes. He's probably going to say no or something lame.
My biggest problem with Megatron is them big lips.
Yeah, but man,
I can't look past that. And then when he's in the shadows, his lips are still highlighted. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, he's not the lead female.
I just went biting on you.
No, but it's really there's a couple things that make the show really good. Other things that, like, why haven't they reused Omega Supreme? Like, they already paid for the model in the first in Siege. Why wouldn't they just reuse it as a hologram? Like, I don't know. There's different direction that they the fossilizer. Oh, for the toy line,
I want to see a story on those. I mean, are they robots? Are they mutated bone? I mean, the figures, I didn't think I'd like them, but I think they're pretty cool. But I want a backstory to them.
Yeah, I skipped the fossilizer, but I think, they're like, to me, they're like Six Gun and Cugs. They're weaponizers, and they're robots. Like, I mean, if Bayformers could have a pretender as, realistic looking as that girl that, tried to kill Sam.
Yeah, I have all the Decepticon pretenders, and none of them's hot.
No, I had Skullgrin as a kid. That was my only pretender, and we never got pretenders comics or anything like that. So to me, pretenders was like this deeply obscure thing that never caught on. And then I hear everybody's tripping about pretenders. I'm like, oh, it's a thing.
Well, sure. It's Marvel Comics is what put pretenders in the forefront, because they're not good toys. I mean, I love mine. I think they're really cool, but as far as a kid playing with them, they're not good toys. They're not good Transformers.
No, you split them open, fold them, and that's it.
But Marvel Comics fleshed them out, gave them personalities, and you got characters like Thunderwing and Bludgeon and all those that are just super popular characters for toys that really aren't that great.
Yeah, exactly. And as much as I'm actually one of those that loved the G1 humans, because they were sidekicks, and they didn't have, like, they didn't promote the story. They were just part of the story. It wasn't Spikes.
They weren't the focus.
Exactly. But when they came with the oh, hey, Rodden's Primal, thank you for showing up. I really liked your most recent tracks video. He's my second favorite character, so I really
I always
really
liked Tranx's voice because he sounded like Thurston Howell from Gilligan's Island.
Well, actually, you know what? I just saw an interview with the actor who did it, and that's part of the inspiration.
Yep.
So yeah, but yeah, the what are you talking about?
I don't know. My questions are over. We're interacting with the audience now. We got 10 minutes.
Oh, okay, no problem. But yeah, the as much as I love the humans, and I would love for NECA to come up with a good line of human figures, because I would actually buy that. Or maybe if Hasbro do it the same thing as they do with the Marvel Legends and the GI Joes, I would love to have Spike and Sparkplug and the girlfriend and all of those. But I never got into Headmasters and Pretenders. I didn't really like the too much organics in it.
Nick, when I see pineapple on a pizza, I say, "Can I have a slice?"
Pineapple pizza is okay.
Now, I would love to have a Marvel Legends version of Circuit Breaker.
Oh,
yeah, like
exactly.
Accessories with her lightning bolts and stuff.
Exactly, Circuit Breaker. But I would love Marissa Fairborn, and she's my favorite human. And even like well, he's not human, but Kranix from the 86 movies is in the prison next to Hot Rod.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like, and then people say, "Oh, well, we have one with the Quintessent Judge." You'd be like, it's a tiny thing. Like I want a
Marvel
deluxe
Comics. Marvel Comics gave Kranix and Arbalest alt modes.
Exactly. That's what I want to see as a figure. You know, I'd really like to have that made with the current Studio Series 86 look and feel. So, but there was a question earlier. I glimpsed it. I think it's from Memo. He was asking, and that was like maybe 20 minutes back. He was asking, what was the hardest video I did? I think the hardest to do in terms of research was Chris Latta, because he died before the internet. So, well, almost. And so there was very little on him. There's a great anecdote in the book by Flint Dille where Flint actually had to bail him out of jail.
I've heard that story. I gotta get that book. I'm gonna get that right there. What was the name of it?
It's the Game Masters. The Game Master. Flint Dille, almost famous in the geek 80s. And yes, Rodimus Primal, I've bought this because of your interview. I'm almost done. I'm part of the depressing end of Sunbow. And the fall of TSR. And but it's such a good book. And actually, you know, I'm a dungeon master. I play a lot of D&Ds. And I've just picked up some great tips on how to properly build a story. So if you're into D&D, read this. Hey, thank you, Lazy Jedi, for subscribing.
That's right. We've got 34 people watching. Subscribe to Raz. Help him out. Help him reach his channel goals. Getting those subscribers excites us YouTubers and makes us just want to keep doing more and more and more.
Exactly. Like it's been a good ride. Going back on what we were talking about Kingdom, I'm sure people will have a lot of complaint about Kingdom, especially about the voice acting, because the voice acting in Beast War was so great. So I'm guessing we won't get star performances by Scott McNeil and David Kay and Gary Chalk. Like we know Netflix is not going with unionized actors. So I know for a fact that I will be disappointed with the voice acting in Kingdom unless there's some miracle. They change voice director, and I'm hoping. Thanks, see ya, Memo. So yeah, but yeah, if you have anybody has other questions, I'll be more than happy to. I'm at 61. Thanks, Jay.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, you were at 55 earlier, I think.
Yeah. No, it's those streams are good for that. So yeah, I want to do more streams. Like if you guys do a Kingdom complaint video, I'd like to be part of that.
Quit being so damn negative. You're putting dislikes on my video. We may like it. Who knows? It may be the best one of the trilogy.
Well, I'm hoping for it because I know they saved a lot of money for the animation models, so we should get good transformations. Oh, I'm hoping we do have transformation. Like maybe they'll invest in a transformation for Bumblebee for this season. But oh yes, and Alita was a great voice actress. Lindsay Russo, which Rodimus Primal did an interview with. She's good. I mean, basically the voice acting was really just Optimus was probably the worst of them all, but Mirage was okay. A lot
I
of
like
them.
Megatron.
Megatron was awesome. I think
Except for the lips.
overall, except for the lips, but overall, I think he has the best arc. And I think Starscream, he's very, very G1-esque in person. Thank you, Alec. Thank you. I really appreciate all this, guys. So
iBeamer said he just became number 64 for you.
there we go. Thank you, iBeamer.
iBeamer was one of my very first subscribers. I remember you from way back in the day when my camera set up at a weird angle and I had no personality. I hate watching my early videos.
I've watched them. They're not. You and Kato always say that. Oh, I don't like watching my first one, but they're not terrible. They're actually quite good.
Oh, back in the day, I used to always try to have some kind of skit before I started.
So I mean, reach out to you for that. Like, how do you do that segment? You segment your videos like intro and then Toyhax, and then is it just a quick feature in YouTube or something you do in your program?
It's my program.
Okay.
So I do all my filming on my phone, and then I take the clips, put them on my computer, and I got a program here where I put them all together. And a lot of people hate it. I love editing because I screw up a lot, and considering I can make my videos look like I don't.
Yeah. Well, the quality is really good. Like I got a better phone, which I'm using as a camera right now. Hey, thank you, Collector Express. You guys are awesome. But yeah, I got a better camera, like a better phone. Because at first I wanted to do Thor reviews. I still may do it. I was also thinking of maybe doing tell me right now if that's a bad idea. I wanted to do parody reviews of other YouTubers.
Hey, go right ahead. If nobody gets all butthurt about it, I think it'd be funny. It's something you don't see.
Yeah. So like
what's hard is I've discovered is once you get established is like, okay, I'm a Transformer reviewer guy. And then I tried branching out like on my NECA figures. Transformer reviews always score real high on the views. But then when I did a NECA figure, it bottomed out.
Oh, okay.
So
that's, yeah.
If you're going to mix it up a lot and you announce, hey, this is what I do, this is what you come for, so people expect, oh, you never know what to expect with you. When they open up my channel, I should be doing Transformers. So you do get kind of tight casts.
Yeah, it does. And I'm thinking about doing something.
I did not. Where'd you send it to me?
It's always like oh, sure, Fire Tux. I'll try to roast you, but that's just a project that I had. But then there's a confession I have to make to you. If you watch my video, at the end I say, and remember, nothing gives you the right to be an asshole. Take care. And I've admitted it in my interview with Kato and Deluxe. I've shamelessly stole that from you and Bert. You were doing a live stream and you were talking about your experience overseas when you were in service. And I think the thing is, I don't remember who said it, but I think it was you. You said, with everything that we've seen, I can tell you that nothing gives you the right to be an asshole. So I'm like,
I remember that.
So I'm like, yeah, that's actually really good advice. That's true.
Especially
I'm stealing it.
Plastic.
Exactly. So, but it's good. Kato had this at first. He used to end all of his video with "Don't be a dick," or for a while he did. Now it's "See you around like a donut," and everybody has this little catchphrases. So I really wanted to narrow down, like, okay, this is my intro, this is my outro, work on that first, and then after that, put all the stuff in between. So
I kept
so yeah,
hoo-ah, bam.
exactly. It's everybody's got their little catchy trademarks that you want to keep. So I stole mine from one of your streams.
Patriot Prime Reviews. Don't be an asshole.
Exactly.
Yes.
So. Oh, that's yeah, exactly. Oh, actually, I need to buy more T-shirts. Like you'll notice, or at least Rodimus Primal will notice, every stream I do, it's his T-shirt.
I love that.
And on the site, this gray was a little paler, so the Megatron black really came out more. But when I got it, it was like this charcoal. I'm like, I'm just gonna overwash it. It's gonna pale out. So,
see, with me, I was ordering all my shirts in black. And then I just randomly picked a blue one. I thought, well, damn, this blue looks really good with the logo. So I wear a lot more blue.
The flashier color works well with the G1 stuff. So, yeah, I mean, Rodimus Primal has, but that's a discussion for another day. But he has like 3-4 things that he says every video. Underpowered, destroyed by underbase powered Starscream. That's one of his catchphrases. Like everybody dies there. So.
The one something I'm trying to get rid of in my YouTube reviews. I actually mentioned it in a group chat with Rodimus. I have never said the word adieu as much as I have since I started doing YouTube reviews. When you go, and now without further ado, let's take a look at this fantastic thing. So now I'm trying to catch myself not to say it. And when I actually filmed the intro for this guy earlier, I didn't catch myself in time. You actually hear me go adieu because I stressed it.
But then again, I think people expect that further ado.
Yeah,
so
I've never said that before.
No, but I mean, you've never wore a hat before. That's what.
No, I hate wearing hats.
Exactly. So that's funny. Most of the time I have a hat, but when I come on camera, I take it off.
Well, when I went to TFCon a couple years ago, of course, this is only 2,000 subscribers then. It was hot as hell in that building, so I didn't wear a hat. Of course, I had more of a military buzz cut, and not many people recognize. I had the shirt on. People walk up looking at me real weird. They just don't recognize it.
Yeah.
They don't recognize you at all with not wearing a hat. Yeah, here you go. Rodimus is doing his whole spiel. Well, brother, it has been an hour and 2 minutes. I have got to get this other video that I have out tonight before midnight. And so with that, I want to thank each and every one of you in the chat for showing up for the video. Raz, thank you so much for accepting my invite to be on the show. And
it was not even a moment to think about it because I replied with your catchphrase, absolutely, the moment you sent it.
I don't know where that came from.
That's the word I associate with you, I guess. But the moment you sent that, it was like, and for people in the chat, the way it happened, he sent me, so want a SITREP? That was it. I was like, he knows I do videos? Wow. Yes, absolutely. So
you may not know that we watch, but we're always watching.
Exactly. I know you guys will, talk about us if we had, bad comments or spammer. I know we're part of that discussion.
Oh yeah, we have a private group where we share that stuff in.
That's cool. So, but yeah, if or any YouTuber, you need an extra wheel, hit me up. I'll gladly join. So, thanks everyone for showing up tonight. It's been awesome.
Yeah, and guys,
thank you.
If you haven't subscribed to Raz, his information is in the description of this video. Click the link. Give him give him subscribe to him. It's late. God, how many of these did I have? And help him out. So there we go. And yeah, we're getting ready to do my live stream catchphrase where I have that awkward pause when I end the broadcast. So guys, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to click that bell icon to get notified when I upload new reviews. Once again, this is Patriot Prime signing out. Hooah! Awkward pause.